I'm Jared Deanda, and this is Snap-on Tools Great Garages. Send it. We're in the Lone Star State, specifically Weatherford, Texas. Take a closer look at a shop that manufactures high horsepower parts as well as their own high-end hot rods. Let's take a closer look at Frankenstein Engine Dynamics. Chris, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Yeah,
how you been?
Good, man. Great shop, really clean, looks nice. So a name like Frankenstein, you have to create some beasts of some engines. But if you could break down how long you've been around, how many employees?
Well, we've been around 15 years. I started in my garage. On the side, kind of created this company. We build high performance cylinder heads. We design intake manifolds, camshafts. We've started from the bottom and grew from there. And here we are 15 years later, and hard work, but you know, it's all worth it, man.
You have accolades here. That speaks to kind of your background. But how do you really separate yourself?
One big difference between us and the other companies in the industry is we're engineers primarily, and so we've taken that education, that practice, and really applied it to this industry. Now, not saying other companies haven't, but you know, we really apply ourselves on proving ground. So you know, everything we develop, we prove it in-house, we test it in-house before we ever release a product. So you know, the teams and all the individuals we work with can rely on the confidence that we have given them the best product that's possible.
We were talking a little bit about giving back. So education, starting them young, also folding in, we're with Snap-on Tools. What would you tell a young technician about investing into quality tools such as Snap-on Tools?
Oh, it's priceless. You know, it's always about having the right tool for the job. Buy the tool once and don't buy it ever again. We've tried to explain to our guys over the years is you can buy this tool over here for X amount of dollars, but you're gonna have to buy that tool 10 times and it's never gonna, you know, it won't be with you for life.
Yeah.
Snap-on's with us for life.
Right on, I like that. Well, you have an amazing facility here. Let's check it out. Chris, we're back here. A lot of machines, a lot of heads, a lot of parts. Where are we at?
We are in the main machine shop area. This is where all the magic happens. Well, part of the magic.
Right.
This is where we can take any product that we offer, whether it's a cast component or a billet component, and we can create a final product in this room. So each machine's allocated to a different process and procedure. You know, as we go through the shop, we'll be able to show you how that works. And right here, these machines, as you can see, the line of product here ready to be ported. All of our machines are 5-axis CNC machines, so you know, we can build state-of-the-art components anytime.
Yeah. How many do you have?
We have 6.
6. And I don't think you answered it earlier. How many employees do you have?
We have 14.
So what we're seeing here, this is customer's product, this is products that go on shelves.
You know, as you see here, here's a couple pieces of components that these are proprietary to our company. We design these in-house, and it's a product you can only buy from us. And then we also offer services that we, you know, provide for other shops. They can send in their components, whether it's intake manifolds, cylinder heads, and we will provide a service for them. Okay. Provide them with a finished product at the end of the day.
Somebody asked you, you know, this is kind of a brainchild of you, Frankenstein. You said you worked out of the garage and progressed. You've taken that knowledge and you've kicked it down to your employees.
We have a very different culture here. Okay. You know, we're very laid back. You know, you kind of got to fit in. Yeah. And this industry is really fast paced. It's hard, you know, and you have to diversify really quickly. So, you know, we try to surround ourselves, and I surround myself around a great team. Cool. You know, you can't have a great company without a great team. So, you know, the people are what make the magic happen.
So you've instilled this technology or this education, all that. What about Snap-on Tools? Are you kind of like, you have to have this or you have to have that? Or?
Oh, we have to have Snap-on in here. I mean, everything we use is Snap-on. I've been a Snap-on loyal customer for 20 years. Yeah. And you know, so everything we purchase here as a company is Snap-on products.
So just walking around here a little bit, you got 3 Rottweilers, which we love.
Absolutely,
shop dogs. Yeah. But let's talk about your dogs that are humans, your homeboys. Who could we talk to here at the shop, kind of a shop foreman?
I think a great guy would be my production manager, Chris. He's a wild and crazy guy, and he runs the show out here day to day, and I think he'd be a great person.
Wild and crazy guy. Do you have to be named Chris to work here or something?
I think so. I mean, at one point we had 5 Chris's here, you know, so we had to minimize that. Right. So now we have nicknames for everybody, so we can just call him Holland.
Holland? Is that his last name?
That's his last name.
Oh, okay. I thought he's Holland Oates. I thought he was related. All right, let's go wrap out with Chris. Chris, what's up, man?
Not much. How are you?
Good, good. Soft-spoken gentleman, so I have to assume you deliver. And you are the foreman, so you kind of know all aspects from top to bottom, either manufacturing, running the machines, as well as the vehicles over there. And we'll get over that, but how long have you been here?
Getting close to 3 years, a little over 2.5.
Where did you get your training from, being a technician?
My driveway, honestly. I didn't do anything.
Really?
I just got out of high school, had no ambition to work on cars until I needed something to do.
Well, I saw you when you were getting this thing prepped over here. You came from the big green box over there, so obviously you're a Snap-on guy. How did that first Snap-on tool get placed in your hand?
The truck showed up at my doorstep.
Awesome.
Honestly, that's what my dad always used. I had a good rapport from him. I just kept using it.
Has the franchisee ever stepped up in a major way when you were kind of in a bind or you needed something?
When I first got started.
Really?
I didn't have anything. I didn't have any money, I didn't have nothing. Just got out of school. Whoever the rep was at that time working with me got me financed and got me in the door.
Awesome. From the driveway to this, I mean, this is like a $7,000 piece of art that you get to womp on. So what are we looking at here?
This is our Iceman. This is probably one of our baddest manifolds that we make. We make everything in-house, this from top to bottom. This one happens to be a dual injector setup for pretty high horsepower application.
How much horsepower can this handle?
So far we've had one at 2,500. Wow. We haven't found the limit of it yet, but that's what we've seen so far.
I'm assuming Iceman's a Top Gun reference because you're dangerous, Iceman.
Yeah.
Is that what it's from?
Yeah.
Do you know? How does this come to fruition? The whole process, maybe just walk us
It starts
through.
on a computer screen. We go from a computer, come out here to a chunk of aluminum machine, and then start walking through it.
Frankenstein is really now diversifying.
Right. We're all over the place. We got Honda heads, BMW, mostly GM. That's just most of our background, but we're definitely getting into the Ford Coyote market, and then also a little exotic stuff, getting into that as well.
You have some vehicles that have, been in magazines and all this different stuff, so could we head over there?
Yes, sir.
All right, please. Chris, we're now where I like to say the toys are. From projects from 2 years ago, 1100 horsepower Hellcat, got the Camaro, and also these new hot rods.
Yes, sir.
And where are we at?
That one's my first baby we built here. Like you said, it makes close to 1100 wheel. Built the bottom end, did heads for it. It was one of the first set of heads we did on it. We got the Camaro back here for the same reason now. It's probably gonna make a little north of that, probably 14 to 1500. Just depends on how far we wanna go with it, how far somebody's willing to take it. And then both of these are new. We're working on billet intake for this, a little bit of head design.
You got that Frankenstein green hot rod over there, and you got a Lambo.
We're working on that as well. We're not too far into it yet, but we are working on billet manifolds for it, and then going to cylinder head development as well.
A lot of work gets done. You're holding a lot of Snap-on tools. What's your favorite Snap-on tool?
It'd be this 1/4 size 3/8 ratchet.
Why is that?
It gets me in spots like changing spark plugs going on a lot of newer cars, tight area. There's not a lot of room between the inner fender well, the strut tower. This allows me to get in there and change them easily, especially when it's hot.
The tolerances on these cars are getting tighter and tighter. Putting bigger engines, you guys got your manifolds, all that. Well, I gotta ask, if I'm Snappy Claus and it's Christmas, what tool are you gonna ask me for? What do you want?
The toolbox.
A tool? You already have two.
I need a bigger one for both of them. I
Good
put
answer.
them, combine them.
Good answer, I like that. That's a perfect answer because you're gonna get more tools. You're investing into this for the long stretch, right? You're more hands-on, you're getting in it, but a lot of work gets done outside of the garage, in the office, and who's that?
That would be Jesse.
Okay.
Jesse's the man.
You say he's the man, why is the man?
As far as the computer programming goes and product development, he's the one.
Well, let's meet Jesse, look at those CAD programs, because again, a lot of work gets done there. It's great, all the technology. So yeah, let's go wrap out with Jesse. Jesse, what's up, bud? Look at
How's it
that.
going?
The beat tells you that it's torqued properly, right?
That it does every time.
What exactly is your title here?
I'm a senior product design engineer.
And how long you been here?
I've been here about 6 years now.
6 years. You're the first ever employee at Frankenstein.
I am in fact the first employee at Frankenstein.
That's
yeah.
awesome. What are we doing right now?
Just loading up one of our F-Series cylinder heads, getting ready for its final operation here in the production.
How critical is to have the right tool, especially something like this?
Making sure that everything is torqued to the proper setting, just ensures everything's right, everything's fixtured properly, everything's assembled right.
You're spending a lot of time on your computer designing these things, using all the tools that a computer can really provide for you. What was your first Snap-on tool that you kind of had in your hand?
Probably this torque wrench right here.
Really?
Yeah, even when it comes to something like setting up the tools in these machines, properly torquing the different tooling interfaces is critical to ensure that the run out, the accuracy of the tool, therefore the accuracy of the part that I'm getting out of it. So this is step one in tooling up the machine.
I like it. Suck, squish, bang, boom. So
That's right.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Indeed.
Hayden, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
And I understand they call you Hey Hey.
They do call me Hey Hey.
Why Hey Hey?
I don't really know, it just kind of stuck. My family calls me Hey Hey, everybody calls me.
I mean, you look mega young, man. How long you been here?
I'll be here for 2 years in December.
Oh, you got thrown right in.
Yeah.
Where are we at? What's going on here?
This is our mock-up block. We use this to mock up new valve train, heads, intake manifolds, really anything, make sure it all works before we send it out.
What would you say to a young technician about investing in the right tools as opposed to maybe buying something a little less expensive?
Less expensive stuff like wrenches will cut into your hands. Snap-on stuff has like rounded edges so you can work with them easier. And they're more accurate as far as like torque wrenches and things go.
Speaking of accuracy, how important is it when you're assembling the engine, making sure it's all good? Because there's plenty of customers that are on the drag strips at the racetrack. They're counting on you to have the best product.
Yeah, this, you have to be extremely accurate. You mess up one thing and it could destroy a whole motor. Having the right tool to do it is pretty nice.
What tool do you find in your hand most commonly?
The speed handle, the 1/4 and the 3/8, they work really well for putting motors together quickly.
Yeah.
So you're not doing everything by hand.
Thank you so much for your time, but you can't ignore this beauty over here, right?
No, sir.
And that's Chris's box.
That is Chris's box.
When he showed up, it was locked. He unlocked it for you.
Yeah, he did. He keeps it locked. And I would too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna go catch up with Chris, man. Thanks
Awesome.
again.
Thank you.
Chris, we're in front of your beautiful white box here. This thing is nice, and you keep it clean, man. Kudos to you.
We just cleaned it for y'all.
you clean up before the maids get there. Right?
You gotta keep things tidy.
But this is rightfully so the clean room. This is where
It
we
is.
assemble
Absolutely.
engine dyno here.
I mean, this room is primarily where we do most of our R&D. So we do all the prototype engine building in here, mock everything up.
And then here in the dyno room, you have it right here. This is probably, you use this quite a bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is my favorite tool. This is a thermo imager. This thing we use a lot on the dyno, so that way we can kind of read temperature readings.
Also, I want to talk about vehicles that are actually running. Let's go outside. You have something out there. What is it?
It's a C7 Corvette, Z06 by nature. It makes about 1,000 horsepower to the tire, 800 foot-pounds.
Go check it out. Chris, here is a piece of artwork that you guys have created. Beautiful blue, but then bam, that bright green intake manifold. That shows you that it's Frankenstein, right?
It does. We decided if we were going to do it, we had to represent properly, and our colors are green, so we decided to go ahead and show it off. This thing features, one of our custom camshafts, our ported CNC cylinder heads that we offer in-house, and this thing's outfitted with a Pro Charger. It makes 1,000 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque.
Corvettes aren't really sleeper vehicles. I mean, the thing looks fast sitting still, which is always great, but you intended for it to be street driven. You could do that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's still a pump gas motor. It runs on 93 octane. You could run it on 91 octane. So this is something attainable by anybody. Could we build something more extravagant? Absolutely. But that wasn't the purpose behind this car. We wanted to showcase, again, our abilities and our product for a price point that anybody can afford and anybody can drive it. You can take this thing from, Florida coastline to California coastline and back and never have a problem.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all you've kind of exposed us to as far as your company and your team. But I got to ask you, this thing can do some burnouts, right?
Absolutely. Let's show you.
All right, let's take it out front. Thanks again. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, bud.
Comment below on which one of these monsters you'd love to take down the drag strip. Like, share, and subscribe for all things Snap-on. Thanks for watching Snap-on Tools Great Garages.